Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to Answers Life. I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but it's been a video that I've been wanting to make. I noticed recently on social media, there's been a number of content creators pointing fingers and clowning all the government workers that are currently either furloughed or they done lost their job altogether. Because there's been a lot of people that are working for the government and they've been making TikToks talking about how they're running out of money, they're out of money, they're unable to pay all their bills, and now they're having to go in debt just to pay basic bills because due to the government shutdown, you have these federal workers that apparently they're either not getting paid at all or they're only receiving partial pay. But either or, it's messing up their money big time. And again, the level of hate, and I'm gonna call it hate, the level of hate that I see online from both content creators who do a reaction video on their little TikTok video that they make, and the people that are in the comments on some of those videos is very amazing. I mean, a lot of people are talking about, well, they should have saved up, they should have been prepared. That's what you get for voting for Trump, and the list of ridiculous things that people say go on and on and on. And while yes, the people that lost their jobs, yeah, they should have been saving, yeah, they should have been better prepared, many of them. And all of us need to practice saving our money and preparing for those rainy days. We all need to practice that. But the fact of the matter is the majority of us don't practice those habits. Because if we did, we wouldn't be sitting around worrying about the economic downturn that we're going through right now. So the fact of the matter is the majority of us, we don't save our money like we should. And there's content creators out here that are, they're acting like it's a female thing. That is a female thing. Only females are financially irresponsible. And although there might be more females that are financially irresponsible, more so than men, I would argue that there's a lot of men out here, more than what many of us realize, that are also financially irresponsible and don't save their money and run out of money for one reason or another. And I think during times like these, you got these people that are going through a lot. And I think as a society, we all need to be a little bit more compassionate towards these people. I mean, despite some of the mistakes these people may have made with their finances, despite whether you think these people are DEI hires, despite whether you think these people were relevant in the first place or not, who cares? I mean, think about it like this. How many of you guys that work in the private sector would like to wake up one day and your supervisor tells you, or your boss tells you, hey, sir, ma'am, you got to come into work today. And if you don't come into work today, you're going to lose your job. Now, reminds you, let's say your job tells you, you know what? This and that and the third happened. So you're going to have to work. We're not going to pay you, or we're going to only be able to pay you partial payments until further notice. So until further notice, even though we're not going to pay you, or you're going to only get paid partial, you're only going to get paid a portion of your earnings. You still have to come into work because your position is a critical position. So if you don't come into work, you're going to lose your job. And of course, for those who worked a position that may not have been so critical, many of those people They may have been told at first that their position was going to be furloughed, but they lost their jobs altogether. Now, think about this for a minute. You're going into your job every day, knowing that you're not going to get paid for the work you do until much later down the line. So during those weeks that you're not getting paid your money, you still have to show up and you still have to work. So the time that now many of these people that work for the government that are currently being furloughed, I mean they're working but not getting paid for the work that they do at this point. Think about this for a minute. The time that they could have been spending doing something else to where, excuse me folks, to where they could have been getting paid, like rather than showing up to work, they could have been maybe at home, working some kind of a side business to where they get paid. Like some of these ladies, they could have been cleaning people's houses. They could have been starting their own business. They could have been uh, doing a number of things out here to get paid. They could have been online, starting an online business and getting paid off of that. But rather than being able to do all that, they had to take their time and come into their regular 9 to 5 job that they're currently not getting paid to perform until a much later date. Now, somebody mentioned that Donald Trump. I don't know how true this is, so don't hold me to it. But Donald Trump apparently allegedly said that he wasn't even going to pay some of these workers at all, which I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see how that's legal, but that's just some of the rumors I've heard. But anyways, I'm just asking that more people out here show some compassion towards the people that are being furloughed right now. Whether it be they lost their job altogether or they're having to show up and work every day but not get paid their full wages. I mean, because like I said, just think about yourself for a minute. How many of you would want to get up and go to work every day knowing that your employer is not going to pay you your wages in a timely manner? How many of you would have enough money set aside to where if your company decided to not pay you for one reason or another for an extended period of time, like let's say even a month, how many of you would be able to survive a month without a paycheck? I can almost guarantee the majority of you out here wouldn't. And I can almost guarantee the majority of the people that are being mean in the comment section of some of the videos that I've been watching wouldn't be able to survive a month without a paycheck of some sort. Honestly, for me, I just couldn't imagine working somewhere and not getting paid. Basically what's going on is, you know, your, uh, our politicians are in the White House having a tantrum. I mean, to put it in layman's terms, that's what's going on. And due to them having a tantrum because they can't seem to come to a solution that both parties can agree with, they're just sitting around just having a tantrum. And the consequences of them having a tantrum is you got a bunch of federal workers that are working and not even getting paid, at least not in a timely manner. However, your politicians, are they gonna sit around and not get their pay? No, they're still getting paid. And I guarantee right about now, all your politicians and their families, regardless of what side, regardless of political parties, I can almost guarantee many of them are getting together They're going out to eat. They're eating steak dinners and lobsters. They're sipping on champagne during this time. I can almost guarantee they are. I wouldn't put it past them. And uh, whenever the TV, then whenever you turn on your TV and 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 they're on air, they're gonna most likely put on this. They're gonna most likely put on this performance and have me and you think that these people are genuinely enemies, but in reality, they're probably good friends. I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm sorry, but I don't trust no politician at this point. Period. I just don't. I mean, at best, it. I mean, at best, I believe none of what I hear, and I believe only half of what I see. That's when it comes to politics. That's just how I feel. Now, I was gonna say something else. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. Uh, I mean, here's what I wanted to say. Now I'm pretty sure some of you right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, if I was that person, I'll just quit that effing job. I wouldn't put up with it. I would just quit that job and live off of my savings and be good. And that's much easier said than done, especially in times like these. Well, I would just quit that job and go get me another job. Again, easier said than done in times like these. And another thing that y'all need to think about is the fact that the government has a lot of these people by the balls. They really do, because most people realize that many federal positions have top of the line benefits for their employees. So you gotta think many of these federal employees, they got families they gotta go home and take care of. They got children that are probably in the midst of some kind of medical treatment. You know, it could be braces. It could be something else going on with them mentally. Some of these people may have special need children at the house. So there's certain medications they gotta take that their children have to take because their child might be special needs. Some of these people might have a significant other that's got things going on, and they gotta be taken care of. And in order for these people to pay for those medical procedures, they rely on the benefits from the federal government. So some of these people, even if they wanted to quit their job, even if they did have a little bit of money set aside in their savings or whatever the case might be, that money is most likely not going to be enough for them to quit their job and then be able to not only pay their bills, but on top of that, be able to pay for all the medical procedures that they might have to pay for for their significant other, for their child, and so on and so forth. So those are also things uh, that y'all need to think about before you start being mean and you start being insensitive to what these people are going through right now. That's all I gotta say on this one. I'm gonna leave it right there. Stay blessed.